All right, we should be live. Let's hope everyone's doing all right today. It's Thursday, and man, there's a lot going on. Information changing by the hour with the whole coronavirus and everything. So, just want to jump on a live stream real quick and chat with everybody. I also just brought a bunch of tips, beginner tips for boosting more sales and some more advanced tips. But yeah, because I know everyone's sales are slow. No one really has very much expendable cash right now to be purchasing things, uh, basically purchasing anything. If there are purchases, though, luckily they are being done online. So that's one good thing about reselling on eBay. But like I said, there's just it's a it's very scary right now for a lot of people, not knowing when they're going to be able to go back to work and stuff like that. Trying to make money from home and things. So a lot of uncertainties, which I'm sure is going to just continue to cause lower and lower sales over the next couple of weeks. Anybody who has necessity type items, I'm sure they're still doing very good. Any, excuse me. Sorry, let me check, make sure the live chat's going good. I mean, the live stream's going good. Looks like it is. Got Marie in the chat. Hey, Marie. Says hey to Jeffrey and everyone. Thanks for joining. But yeah, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's been staying safe. Yeah, staying safe. I hope everybody's been staying safe. Hope everybody's been practicing social distancing and things like that. Keeping your hands, keeping everything clean, wearing gloves, wearing mask if you need to, because this is a real deal going on out here right now. And I kind of subscribe to the idea that even if this doesn't come out as bad as people are thinking it might, we should still use this time to take these precautions and learn from it, just in case something even bigger and badder comes around. We're more prepared for it next time. When outbreaks like this happen. So yeah, enough about that though. Like I say, I got some tips for boosting sales on eBay. Some of them I have talked about before in recent videos. Other ones are more directly to how Cassini works, that is eBay's search engine, and understanding it's kind of just like YouTube, really. If you understand how the search engine works, how the algorithms work, you better understand how you should title your listings, how you should set up the descriptions, all that type of stuff. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, just kind of giving some time real quick, let some people join the live stream. Y'all say hey in the chat. Let me know what's going on. I think there's President Trump's supposed to be talking soon, so I'm sure there's some people waiting to see all that. We got Treasure Hustlers in here. What's going on? Saying hi to Marie. Cajun Roots Reseller. Hello and good morning, everyone. Yeah, good morning. I believe this is probably the earliest live stream I've ever done. I usually do them in the evening time. Live streams scare the heck out of me, to be honest. I'm just nervous about being live and stuff, making mistakes, looking like an idiot. Stumbling over your words and stuff. But thanks for everyone. Thanks to everyone for joining. Glad y'all can make it. I hope everyone, like I said, is being safe. And yeah, I don't know. It's wild out there. Has anyone been able to go to thrift stores? Are your thrift stores still open and stuff? Has all of them shut down or what? I think there's still a few open around here in my area, but I haven't gone out and gone to any. I'm not scared of like getting the coronavirus and having to deal with that, but I am like, I don't want to be, uh, a distributor or whatever you want to call it, someone who contracts it, doesn't realize it, and maybe go around my parents or something, and one of them gets sick. That would be horrible. I could not let that rest on my conscience. So I've been very cautious of, less interaction with people, only going out when I absolutely need to, making sure I'm cleaning my hands and face and all that very well. Anyone a fan of Mark Rober's channel? He does like science type videos and stuff, but he just recently put out a video about how germs spread. I would highly recommend everyone look up Mark Rober, that's Markrober on YouTube, and watch that video. It's very informative. It's pretty short too, but it's just a fun little study he did to show how easy it is for germs to pass around and stuff. And why something like social distancing is really the only thing we can kind of do at this moment to try to bring the spread down and stuff, you know. We got a bunch of people in the chat over here. Elena Rogers, Arizona in the house. Awesome. Thanks for, yeah, let me know where y'all are at. We are shut down, but I'm in Washington State. Man, Marie, you're in Washington. Isn't that where there's a lot of, you know, cases and stuff, lots of deaths up there, older people and stuff? I'll be honest, I am not one to like follow the news a lot. I have been following a lot more recently because of what's been going on. So please excuse me if I say something wrong, you know, get the wrong information out there. Land Shark Picker, what's going on, man? What's up, Lime and Coconut? Let me go up. I think I missed some people. Oh, no, I got everyone. Okay. Treasure Hustlers. Yeah, same. I don't want to risk my grandparents. Right. There's some cases you might have it and not know it. You might have had it and gotten over it and not know it. And excuse me, I think the social distancing thing is a big deal. Like just making sure you don't put anyone else at risk, you know, because it's a hard thing to determine. I know the testing has been kind of subpar or whatnot up until recently. I heard a little bit about, you know, saw a little bit about that where the CDC really didn't take up the World Health Organization's test. They tried to make their own test and supplies was limited and stuff like that. But I think they're fixing that a little bit. So even the people that are going and getting tested, I hear that there's not real, you know, set in stone ways of knowing if you have it or not. They're just checking for symptoms and stuff like that. And then you're declared to self quarantine and keep yourself away from others to keep them out of harm. Cajun Roots reseller, I'm not going out to source because I am being safe and source in my money pile. That's right. Yeah, if you've got a death pile stocked up, this is the perfect time to get to that. Um, I recently have been going really hard on making sure I don't have a death pile and getting all that stuff listed, and I I really miss it now. This is like the one time that you would really appreciate a death pile. Uh, yes, the germs with the kids. It's crazy. Land Shark Picker saying hey to everyone. Wow, Marie says 1,200 cases and 66 dead in Washington State. I was just watching, what is his name, Cuomo, and he was talking, you know, with the testing. Some people are looking at these numbers getting bigger and bigger and kind of freaking out and going that it's just getting worse and worse. But he made a good point that just because these numbers are increasing, that just means more and more people are being tested, and they already had it to begin with. So we just now have the facts that they have it, other than, you know, it's growing or anything. Apparently it's out there. I don't know. Yeah, New York has more cases. Right. Alcohol kills the virus. Marie, drink up. Wow. Oh, that's funny. I saw like a picture where somebody was like, use plenty of hand sanitizer, and they've got the bottle like squirting it in their mouth. Horrible. I am, since we have cases at our hospital that my daughters work at, so I'm slightly panicked. Yeah, that is scary. Man, that's scary. Do your daughters have kids and stuff like that? Because that would concern me the worst. You know, you put in it's your, I mean, that's, you know, I can't even speak right now. Thumbs up to your daughter though. That's a real, you know, to have to go do that and knowing you might be putting yourself at risk. And if you've got like children at home or grandparents or parents that you live with or something, and then you go back there. But Elena Rogers, CNN is fake news. I think most of the news is fake. Yeah, right. But either way, like I said earlier a second ago, I think this is a good time to, even if this doesn't turn out as bad as what, you know, some experts think, it's a good time to practice these precautions and stuff like that and get better, you know, better structure of knowing what to do next time and stuff like that. But either way, didn't mean to get super deep into this. It's just that serious, you know. I try to keep things light. I'm a super, you know, try to make light of a heavy situation, but it's that heavy that I'm not gonna lie, it has been on my mind a lot. Like I said, just worried about spreading it more, and just the uncertainty of when things are going to go back to normal. They really don't know. They're talking about the what is it, stimulus package. Don't get, okay, see what I mean? I don't watch the news enough. All right, but either way, we're going to get into some eBay. Are your sales slow on eBay? How we can get more sales. Most of these are SEO tactics. Some of them are more advanced tactics where only if you have like an eBay store, you'd be able to do these things. But so yeah, let's get into that. Of course, the first thing would be is run a sale. You can always mark down, drop prices on some stuff with a certain discount percentage or whatnot. So you can run a markdown sale. Also promote your listings if you don't already promote your listings. I'm somebody, when I promote my listings, I just have an ongoing promotion, and I'll add listings to it as it runs down and certain items sell. But I hear some people actually set their promotions up for only maybe a day or two, and their reasoning for that is that, say if you got 500 items in a promotion, eBay is going to promote all of those listings within those 2 days. But say in my case, where I've got it just ongoing, that the idea is that they're not promoting every item every single day. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Does anyone else do that? Do you do an ongoing promotion for your promoted listings, or do you set your promotions up for only a day or two at a time and then, reactivate them and whatnot? Marie says, watch your local news. Yeah, you're right. Keep up with that, definitely. All right, so the next thing, a lot of people do this as well. Old items that you have that aren't getting, you can't get them sold, they'll end the item and then do sell similar in hopes that when it gives that item a new ID number, the algorithm picks it up as a brand new item. And we all know newly listed stuff gets a promotion or gets a boost in search ranks. I think there's even a filter or whatnot for newly listed stuff. So that's a good one. Also, always sending offers. I really love the send offers thing now that they have. Whenever you get watchers on certain items, when you're at your active listings page on the Seller Hub, you have that little button that says send offers. Yeah, I do that almost every day. Try to get on there and send offers, and it works really well. I didn't know until here recently you could actually highlight a bunch of them, check the boxes on each one, and you can bulk edit those. You can just drop it by a few prices, a few dollars or a few percentage, 10-15% off. Instead of going one by one, I was going one by one, sending an offer. An item might be $25 and I'd send an offer to the watchers for $20. But turns out you can actually check all those boxes, set the take $5 off each item, and it'll do it to all of them automatically. So that'll definitely be a lot easier and quicker to do than what I was doing one by one. And then another tip I just learned recently is by bulk changing your prices. Like you can bulk edit your listings when you're looking at your active listings. Rather, if you need to, revise a listing, you always click revise, or if you have a couple of them you want to revise, you check those boxes. But there's also a section where it says bulk edit, and you can choose the first 1 through 500 listings that you have and bulk edit those. Some people are saying they changed the dollar amount by $1, drop the dollar amount by $1 on all their listings, and it helps get the algorithm to boost those more. And then they'll go back a couple of days later and bump it back up $1, and it still does something to the algorithm that triggers it to make it see that there's activity there, that you're trying to do something to get that item to sell, and it helps you out in the search results. I'm sure a lot of people do this one, filtering your active listings by what's ending the soonest. So like say all your items that are ending today, I like to look at those, and then certain items I might drop $1 or 50 cents. That also helps, the algorithm picks that up, that hey, you're dropping the price. It helps boost your item in the search ranks. And I always go by, like I say, I need to do it today, go and see what's ending today, and drop certain items, maybe $1.50, and because I want these items to go. And so if it's been a month that it's been on there listed and it hasn't sold, well, then something needs to change. I need to drop the price a little bit. That way it just keeps it relevant to the search ranks and stuff like that. And just trying to turn that stuff over. And when it comes around that next month and I see the item again, I'll drop it another $1 and continue to do that until you get to the point where you're like, okay, this is really messing with my margins. Hopefully you will have had sold it by then. But then if that didn't work, you try these other tactics, put a markdown sale, end it, do sell similar. So lots of different things to do. What about refreshing your store? That used to be a big thing. People would like call eBay and say refresh my store. But now all it is like I was saying a second ago, bulk editing. If you just go to the bulk edit, I think you don't even really do anything. You just click on bulk edit and then resubmit all the listings. And apparently this is refreshing your store. I don't really know what that means. It's supposed to help Cassini, the algorithm, the search engine, I don't know, boost those, put them back up in the search ranks. I'm not really sure. I've definitely done that before in the past. I don't really know how much that works and doesn't work. But yeah, refreshing your store used to be a big deal. People would like call eBay and talk about it, or call eBay to get them to refresh their store and say that it's a good thing to do and it would boost sales. And now they say that the way to do that is just by bulk editing and stuff. Another thing that used to be a big deal was the RSS feed. You could turn off the RSS feed and then turn it back on. RSS stands for really simple syndication. And basically it's eBay sending Google information about your items a lot of people search for items on Google and eBay stuff will pop up, right? eBay products, Amazon products, and that's through the RSS feed is sending Google that information about your items and stuff like that. And you used to be able to turn that off and then turn for a day or two and then turn it back on, and it did something where it, reset all that information to the algorithm and made it look like it's brand new items again, resending that information to Google, which Google now sees it as brand new information and starts putting it at the top of search ranks when people are searching for those keywords and whatnot. So, but it's not a thing anymore. I forget when it was, they like did an update, and it used to be an option inside. You had to have an eBay subscription, and it used to be an option somewhere in the account settings or whatnot. There was just like a RSS feed button. It said, turn on, turn off, but they took that away as far as I know. I don't know if they moved it and I just haven't found it, but used to actually work. That was something that did work for me. I would notice if you turn it off for a day or two and then come back and turn it on, sales would boost. So I don't know, but they don't have that anymore, which kind of sucks. I was hoping somebody would say something about it. Does anybody else used to do that, the RSS feed or not? But either way. So yeah, those are always my tactics that I use when I have slow sales. That's the first thing I go to, those few things. Another one, when it comes to ending the items and doing sell similar, maybe change some of the way you're wording your title or change some of the description. Maybe you could add more to the specifics, as well as updating your photos. Maybe you took these photos a long time ago and they don't look that well. So update your photos and it might help your search results and stuff like that. But either way, those are the main tactics that I use to try to boost sales. In a situation like this, it's really going to take a lot. I mean, there's just no one out there with that much expendable cash to be spending right now, and with the uncertainty of knowing when they're going to go back to work or things are going to go back to normal. And then plus, I'm sure not knowing how long it might take, a lot of people might be in the hole by then. So I don't know. Like I said, though, if you've got a bunch of necessities, I'm sure you're doing okay, better than others. But for someone like me, I've mostly got, used clothing, used electronics and stuff like that. So it's not selling that fast. That's all I can say. But all right, so let's talk about Cassini. Cassini is the search engine for eBay. And anyone who knows a little bit about YouTube, it's actually kind of very similar the way it works. Let's see. First thing would be the titles and stuff like that. You want to write human titles, people always say. Like, you don't want to be, it used to be so keyword rich the way the search engine worked for eBay. You could just put in a bunch of keywords and that was your best bet. But now you actually need to structure it how someone's going to look up that item. Like, say, some Levi's jeans, you put men's Levi's jean size 34 by 34. Um, and I have actually been trying this out recently because I've normally been someone that puts the brand first. I would do the brand, what kind of article it is, and then the gender and size. But I have been trying recently putting the gender first, and then the brand, and then the size. And it's not the best time to be trying new things like that because sales are slow. So we'll still have to wait and see how that goes. But I think that might be a better way to do it. Also, when you start typing stuff into the search and it starts autofilling, that means it's, that drop down menu comes down, it's showing you different words. It's trying to autofill what you're typing, right? Well, all that stuff that comes up, those are very frequently searched for terms. So if you start to type something and something pops up underneath it that's, you know, what you're typing out, but it's structured in a different way, you might want to choose that because that means there's been a lot of people to come and search exactly that phrase versus the way you were putting it in there, and you might do better. That's the way people are searching. So you want to make sure you're titling your listing exactly how people are searching for it. Another thing is the photos. This is kind of, so recently I noticed people are saying to include 8 to 12 photos. When I say people, eBay, what is it, in webinars and things like that, they're saying use 8 to 12 photos. I initially heard use 4 to 8 or something. You don't have to use all 12. Now they're saying use 8 to 12. Cassini apparently recognizes all the photos as a positive thing, and so they boost your sales a little bit. So I would imagine, even if you're like, for me, for example, I'm thinking of a few items that require only about 4 photos to be taken. So maybe I just literally change the angle, take a few more of the same photo, maybe just duplicate the photos so that it goes up to 8, and that satisfies Cassini, the search engine, and so it'll boost your search or boost your listing in the search ranks. So that's another tip, 8 to 12 photos. And then filling out as many specifics. They have really been on that a lot recently. The eBay's added a lot more new specifics because that's the way the search engine, that's the best way to really optimize your listing in the search engine is adding those specifics, getting as many specifics filled out as you can, and it's going to do a lot better in the search results. Another one, I know a lot of people know about this one too, is always listing every day. Cassini really looks at how much work is being put in or how active your store is, not only through sales, but how much you're listing. And so even if it's only one item a day, it's just showing that you're being active and adding something to the inventory. And, at least I'm sure there's plenty people like me at times doing 10, 20 items a day. But then there's some days you don't do it, and I feel like that will help. That always having something listing every day just shows that you're trying to be at high volume and stuff like that, and the production should be pretty good. Let me check the chat real quick. Yeah, Marie says list things that will help people pass the time at the moment. Yeah, that's a good one. Any like vintage board games in general, any games like that, puzzles. I'm sure puzzles are doing good right now. I used to search or source puzzles a lot, but the shipping, puzzles are kind of deceiving. You think like, oh, this would be easy to ship, and then you weigh it, and you're like, why is this so heavy? Because there's so many pieces in it. But yeah, puzzles are a good one. Wubney's in the chat. My sales have been tripled, but I've also been listing 20 items a day. Yeah, that's awesome. That's good. And what kind of stuff are you listing, Dylan? Whether it's drafts, I never publish. I had 60 of them, and it scared me when they went away, but they're fine, and I've been listing. You had 60 drafts and they went away? Is that what you're saying? Texas raised, Texas made. What's up? Yes, no sales so far, but people are viewing. That's good. Oh my God, do more lives. Thanks. I probably will be here, soon, since there's not much more going on really. I haven't even posted a video since Monday, and I've been wanting to. I've got a few videos in mind to edit and stuff, but I'm gonna be honest, it's just been stressful. My mind's occupied more on just taking care of my own things that I need to do, and I like to be, of course, everyone on YouTube wants to have a good YouTube creators anyways, wants to have a good, lively energy. And I've been kind of bummed by all this. So haven't really had the motivation to be on video and stuff like that. But it's been a minute. Had to come talk to you guys. Had to share some stuff. I know a lot of people are dealing with some down sales and stuff. So I wanted just to try to share my knowledge on how to boost sales and what I'm doing right now to try to get those sales. I'm still out working. Something is better than nothing. That's right. But yeah, so Cassini, the search engine. Something else, which I do agree with this too, is don't try not to share your listings too much through like social media if it's not going to be to potential buyers, because the search engine now does look at people who are viewing your. That's funny you bring that up, saying you're getting plenty of views. It does look at when people are viewing your items, but they're not buying it. So if you're posting your listings on social media and stuff like that, and all your friends and family are coming and looking at it, but no one's buying it, that's actually hurting you a little bit in the search ranks. So that's something definitely to think about. Also, make good but short descriptions. Recently, putting your shipping policies, return policies, and all that information in the description is really unnecessary at this point. And besides, if you're buying, do you really ever go look at that stuff? So keep it short and simple. Also, I think it's good practice to keep it aligned to the left, as well as using big text. That's for mobile users. Whenever mobile users look at descriptions, it can be like blown up and stuff trying to fit it on that small screen. So use, a good size text. I think I use like 14 or 16. It's not that big, but it is bigger than like the 12 or whatnot. And then keep it left aligned. I also like to use the bulletin points. I forgot where I saw some like a study or something that it actually attracts you. If you can bulletin points or even numbers, I think even numbers is better in some cases. That kind of lets you know you look at it more of each line rather than this big paragraph. So if you have bulletin points, you look at each line and go, that's something significant other than reading this whole paragraph. And some people just in a hurry, they feel like, oh, that's too much to read. Just a little hack there. Also, something else that they say works really good, and this is something that I also do, is offering free shipping as well as 30-day returns. Apparently Cassini really likes if you offer 30-day returns, just because that's pretty obvious, just because it kind of holds more security for the buyer or whatnot, and the search engine is going to like that. But offering free shipping only, if that, for me personally, I only do I do a lot of free shipping, but it's because my items are pretty light. Most of the stuff I have, even with the electronics I get, are 3 to 4 pounds at the most. And then when I have big items, cassette players, DVD players, or not DVD players, but DVD VCR combos, at times I will add shipping. And a lot of times when I have a certain item that really, which is a big item and as well doesn't have a very high sell-through rate, meaning there's not that many selling every month on eBay, I'll add the shipping. That way, when I do, if it doesn't sell in a certain amount of time and I need to start dropping the price and stuff, I don't have to worry about my cost of the item or the shipping of the item incorporated in that sale price when I'm lowering the price. It's shipping's already taken care of. So if I want to cut the price in half, I know I can do that, and I'm not gonna lose money on shipping and stuff like that. What else was I gonna say about free shipping? But yeah, apparently, of course, there are search filters that a lot of people use to look for the lowest price. What is it? Lowest price, including shipping. And so if you have free shipping and or whatnot, I guess that really doesn't matter because it's added shipping or not. If it's the lowest price, that's what you're going to get. But there is the filter only do free shipping. And so some people look that up. They only want free shipping. I wonder too, did people I wonder. I know some buyers must really think that the shipping is free, like meaning the seller doesn't have to pay anything either. I don't know why they get that assumption, but truly that is the case because there's plenty of times people will argue about, back a buyer will argue with you about a price and they're like, but the shipping's free. And it's like, yeah, for you, I still have to cover the shipping. So I still have to cover that cost, which is why I'm not willing to lower my, item down to your price, which is most likely outrageous. I only have YouTube, laugh out loud. Texas May. I'm looking for the cheapest price and free shipping. I've ordered through eBay before, and this is how I filter every time. Yeah. Brianna Dean says, hey, y'all, that's my girlfriend, so y'all say what's up. But I noticed I posted some Nike shoes with a shirt included for $5 more, and I haven't got a bite. Yep, took that advice. Have free shipping and returns. Awesome. Wubney says I listed electronics and more motorcycle stuff. Yeah, well then there you go. That's really good niche for you there at a time like this. Um, the motorcycle stuff. People that have the time right now to do those things, work on their dirt bikes and motorcycles and things like that. So that is a really good stuff to be selling as well as electronics. I'm sure I would be selling more if I had some electronics. Man, speaking of electronics and the coronavirus, the canceling nation that's going on right now, there was another recycling event scheduled for at the end of this month that I was going to be going to. The same one I went to last year. It's run by the same people that put one on a few months ago. If been following up or keeping up with that, but they canceled it recently, and I am really bummed out about that. I was really looking forward. That's always a nice payday going there and pulling out tons of electronics and paying no cost on it. So that's a bummer. Webney said a lot of people are building bikes right now, assuming because they're off work. Yeah. Right. And people like that, most likely, if you're someone that has like collectibles in your niche or your niche is collectibles or whatnot, I feel like maybe you're probably still having some decent sales because all right, now I'm getting I don't know getting to what do you call it? I feel like me personally, someone who is depending on what the collectibles is, but a lot of certain collectibles, let's say like Lonnie over at Garage Flips, for instance, he does a lot of, I don't know what you call it, comic book type collectibles, a lot of figurines and stuff like that. I feel like from the get-go, the type of person that is into that niche is doing very well, has a very, established financial situation to where they come across lots of expendable cat. I don't know how to word this without sounding, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I feel like the more wealthier people buy collectible items, depending on what exactly that collectible is. If you're collecting Beanie Babies or something, that's not a big cost. But so if you're somebody selling on eBay and you have a niche where you come across, lots of high value collectibles, I would imagine you're still doing okay because those people might not be affected as much. If, like I'm just being honest, they're probably better off and, wealthier or whatnot, that if they feel they're going to be sitting around with no job for a few months, it's really not hurting them that much. And it's really not, they're probably looking at it like a vacation and they're like, you know what, I'm about to spend me some money and get some things to tinker with, kind of like with the motorcycle parts and stuff like that. So yeah, that's awesome, Dylan. I hope it's going good for you. Marie, get a drink. How do you feel about people buying Dollar Tree items or 99-cent item store stuff in bulk and then selling it on eBay? Is there actual profit, especially with limited edition items? Are you just speaking in general, like retail arbitrage, or are you talking like price gouging? Price gouging isn't cool at all. There's been a lot of that going on right now. But I think what you're talking about is just retail arbitrage, going to the 99-cent dollar stores. Yeah, the Dollar Tree is what they call it around here. And yeah, Dollar Tree really blew up on YouTube this last year. So everybody was posting Dollar Tree stuff. I wish I should have done more videos on like Dollar Tree flips or something like that. I went in Dollar Trees trying to find books, dollar books that people are flipping. Mine was not very, doesn't look like others. That's what's the fun part about reselling too, is you see some people selling certain items and you get all excited, like, oh, I'm gonna go check my store for that. And then you go and you get so disappointed. You're like, of course my area doesn't keep up with all this. um, Yeah, retail arbitrage, I believe, is what you mean. Yeah, a lot of people do that. They go and find those dollar books and selling them for $10 to $20 on eBay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just retail arbitrage. Um, did you didn't say anything about sanitizer or anything, right? Yeah, if you're going and buying hand sanitizer for $1 and then selling it for 10, 20 on eBay, uh, pretty tricky situation there. I think if it's, I don't know. I really don't know what to comment on that. I don't like the idea that people price gouging, taking advantage of a crisis like that. Um, but at the same time, I don't know. That's a tough situation. It really is. Dollar stores are just liquidation stores too, so no biggie. Yeah, exactly. That's true. Yeah, not every store has 99 cents only stores. Hmm. Yeah, the retail arbitrage side of things, that definitely works. Definitely go do that if that's something you want to get into. I've tried plenty of times doing retail arbitrage and it never really works out for me. Searching for stuff in Walmart, all over the place. I think I've maybe bought like 5 items doing retail arbitrage. I think that's the other thing too, is that there have been plenty of times I find an item that's selling for good price, but there's only like one of them left, and that's really not, when you're doing retail arbitrage, you want to be getting things in bulk. Even if you're only making $2 or $3 in profit, if you're able to buy 50 of those items and they're selling, 100 of those are selling a month on eBay, then you're gonna flip those pretty quick, make those $2-3 an item, and that adds up. It stacks up. The benefit from doing retail arbitrage, or the whole idea of where you're going to benefit, is buying those things in bulk. So for me, I haven't been able to find stuff that's selling for good money, good margins, and is in bulk. And that's just the only reason why I haven't had very much retail arbitrage. But then again, the books, like the Dollar Tree books, that's a whole different thing, because yeah, if you can find a book for $1 and then sell them for 15 on eBay, I'll buy one of those all day. I don't have to have 20 of those. That's good margins. Gary Hertel, am I saying that right? Hertel. What's going on, Gary? Dollar Tree make packages like kitchen towel set, serving dishes works well. Appreciate it. I'm am I like missing a punctuation somewhere? I'm trying to kind of confused by this. Dollar Tree make packages like kitchen towel set, serving dishes works well. My processing is like really, comprehension is so slow. Sorry if I'm like not understanding what you're trying to say. Fun times on the live stream. All right. Someone had a video posting how they flipped those mini bottles of Dawn dish soaps and sold them in bulk, especially limited edition. Are you talking about Knobloch? What is his name? Why can't I ever think of his first name? Knobloch is like his last name. Robert Blake. Blake. I think you're talking about Blake selling like the Ajax soap or whatnot. Yeah, a while back he bought tons of soap in bulk. Especially, yes. He I think it was discontinued items, maybe limited edition or disc, both. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah. If we're talking about the same person, if not, I'm sure whoever you're talking about did the exact same thing. Found limited edition items and sold them. What was there was some Lipton, no, not Lipton. Was it Lipton? There was some kind of tea that was recently, it was limited edition. That was a lot of people buying those. It was like what, 10, 15 bucks at the Walmarts, but they were selling for like 45 on eBay or something like that. It was some kind of tea. I'm the worst at memory at remembering stuff like that. So yeah, Walmart clearance can be good since every store will price different. Yeah, very true. And I have heard about yeah, going back to the comment I was making about finding one item but not finding very many of them. Also, if you do come across that situation where you find an item in Walmart that's got good margins on it, but there's only 2 or 3 sitting around, go find the manager and take that item to them and say, hey, do you have more of these sitting somewhere? I'll buy all of them if you do. And when you say something like that, they will go and look in the back and check for you most of the time. Maybe you got to pull their arm a little bit, but that's a good little hack there. Gary Hertel, you can order case lots from Family Dollar. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Huh. I didn't know that, case lots. So then if you do come across something that's selling good, you can buy it in bulk, I suppose. That's awesome. Man, this live stream's going by. We've been on here for 40 minutes already. I appreciate everybody coming in and checking out the live stream. It is tough times right now, I'll be completely honest. Tough times in the sense of just like the uncertainty, man. It's a bummer. Not knowing when things are going to go back to normal. When can we be safe to go out and enjoy life as it was? All right. But I think that was basically it, all I had for the tips. And like I say, the Cassini, understanding the search engine that eBay has will definitely help you start seeing more sales and things like that. I've seen so many people that talk about, they got into eBay, nothing was working for them, and so they quit. But if you ask them and talk to them, well, how are you listing your stuff? How are you taking your pictures? And most of the time they're just so like nonchalant about it, and they're just like, oh, I just took pictures on my bed, and they didn't really care that much about it. You have to care about this stuff. It takes some hard work on eBay to really get some sales. I mean, anybody who's in sales knows that that's the hardest part is converting. So when it comes to eBay, your listing is your only pitch, your only sales pitch you have to get that person to buy it. So pay very good attention on how you should structure the title, the description, put in all those item specifics, as many as you can. Make sure you've optimized your photos, make sure your photos look good, and using 8 to 12 photos is the new standard these days to help best optimize your listing for the search results. What was it? Oh yeah, that's what everyone does. I mean, hey, somebody, there's plenty of people that can take those pics and they look good. What's funny is they'll be low lighting and stuff like that. I mean, do what you got to do, when you're a beginner. I'm not trying to hate or anything, but don't just do that. Don't, put in, there's a lot of people who put in the minimal effort and they go, oh, eBay's a joke. It doesn't work. It's like you didn't really do the research to figure out what you need to do to get those sales. And if you take that, do the research, put in the time, do the hard work, keep listing consistently, make sure you're, search engine optimization is what that's called, when you're optimizing your listings for the search engine so that when people are searching for stuff, your items are coming up at the top. That is the name of the game, really. And the only way you're going to do that is by optimizing your listings the best way you can. So don't slouch on that. That's what most, I feel like a lot of people that get into it, they just think it's all about the item. I've got these $500 boots. How come they won't sell? I don't know. Let's look at your listing. And then, like I say, it's just a poor title, poor description, no specifics, poor pictures. So you got to put the work in. This ain't no game. Going to order the best-selling scale on Amazon. A weight scale? Yeah. I think, what's it called? Accutech is the one most people use. I was trying to look at mine over there on the shelf. Accutech, I believe, is what it's called. Excuse me. It took 8 months for my eBay to pop off. Now I'm 16, making $2,000 a week. Well, I mean, quit flexing on them, dog. No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome, Dylan. Congrats, man. You Man, that stuff so Wubney has been following my channel for a long time. His name's Dylan. He has a gaming channel if anybody wants to go check that out. But he recently, when he first found my channel, he hit me up on Twitter, asked some eBay questions, and I definitely helped him out to get into it. And we've built a rapport over time. I talk to Dylan all the time and stuff, and he shares what's going on with his eBay business and other things like that. And if anyone knows me and you follow me, I freaking love motocross. My favorite thing in this world is motocross, really, like my hobby and stuff like that. Dirt bike racing, ATV racing, that has to do with motocross, right? And not too long ago, Dylan hits me up on Twitter or messaging me and showing me all these pictures. So his dad had a friend or something who has a warehouse full of stuff of old vintage motorcycle parts and dirt bike parts. And luckily he knew the right guy, because he came to me, showed me some of this stuff, and I knew immediately. I'm like, dude, you have discontinued items. These are vintage parts for awesome dirt bikes that are highly, highly valuable. I think he started to put something on auction for like $250. I'm like, bro, you need to shoot for like $1,000. And he ended up getting like $600 for that item, and it blew his mind. And I was like, I'm telling you, those are discontinued items. They don't make that stuff anymore. There's certain vintage dirt bikes that they just don't make the aftermarket parts for anymore. And most guys have to go and buy tons of dirt bikes just to pull the parts off of them to complete a vintage dirt bike. And vintage racing right now has revamped. It's been a big deal to bring back the old vintage bikes in the motocross game and stuff. So he came across it at the right time. He showed me tons of pictures. He's got tons of vintage motocross parts to sell, and I was telling him, man, you got this at the right time. Those should do pretty good for you. So I'm glad to hear that, Dylan. I actually just went through last night for 2 hours and cleared my old listings that didn't sell. They were eating profit with the listing fees. Right. What's your store subscription now, Dylan? I can't remember. You probably told me already. I can't remember if it was like the the 100 free listings or the next one up. But yeah, man, that you're doing the right thing though, moving those products, even if you end them to come back later and relist them, maybe try ending them and doing like going through the list of search engine optimization. Are your titles optimized, your description, this, that, and the other? But yeah, I know what you're saying. The listing fees are getting to you. The what do you call that? Insertion fees. But once you, depending on how many listings you have, it might benefit you just to go ahead and upgrade to that next subscription, because the insertion fees get lower and lower. Texas raised, Texas made says gamers can earn money if you're good at it as well. Yeah, I think he's been doing some gamer competitions as well. Dylan knows what he's doing. I've been doing it for about 1 year and 8 months. On eBay? I didn't know you've been doing it that long. Have we? I didn't. How long have we known each other, Dylan? That's been a long time. It was like, let's see. I started this YouTube channel actually last March. I think like March 2019. I think right in the beginning of March. I used to say in February, but when I went back and looked, what I remembered is I was so scared to start the YouTube channel. I was making videos in February, had some banked up. That way, when I uploaded in March, I was all, like, what if I get busy and I don't have time to make a video? And since then, you were like, none of that matters, man. You make a video when you can, you upload it when you can. None of that really matters. Once you get a real fan base, people that just love and enjoy your content, it doesn't matter when you upload it, how many you upload. Like, they're there for you. You know what I mean? But so yeah, I started this in March, and Wubney, you have been following me for a long time. I believe it was Reyes the Entrepreneur. I'm sure a lot of people know Reyes, but yeah, I think that's where we officially met or whatnot. So dang, I didn't know you were doing eBay that long though, Dylan. If that's what you were saying, 1 year and 8 months. That's pretty awesome. And yeah, you've got your sales up right. Man, I am so jealous. This dude would be sending me pictures of all these parts, and like I say, it was really fun and nostalgic to see, and just to even know somebody with that type of stuff. He's up in West Virginia, Dylan, Virginia. Sorry if I'm. God, why do I always forget where this dude lives? I'm so sorry, Dylan. You're my best friend. No. But yeah, we don't live very close, so he would send me these pictures asking about certain things. I try to help him out as much as I can. But super jealous of your motocross finds, Dylan. That is like a dream. I found something not too long ago. It was some FMF packing. That's for your exhaust pipe. Uh, Found it at the Goodwill for like $1 or $2. It's only worth like $10 on eBay, but I bought it just because I wanted to, just because it brings back that nostalgia. And I ended up selling it, made a few bucks on it, but I really didn't even. I could have not made money. Honestly, now thinking about it, I should have hung it up on the wall. I probably would have appreciated that more. It's literally just some packing and an exhaust pipe, but I don't know what it is. It reminds me of being a kid, whenever you learning about motocross and that was like my introduction to engines and things like that and understanding how they work. And if you're a guy, when you go through that, it's like a rite of passage somewhere along the line in your life. You kind of learn about cars and different things like that. But for me, what taught me it all was motocross. And so when I find anything, I found a dirt bike fender one time at a garage sale and bought it, and actually did make some pretty good money on it too. But I remember as soon as I see it, I don't even think about margins or anything. I just look at the price and go, yep, I'm willing to pay it. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of you are out there like that too, that there's something when you first start reselling, that's the biggest thing is getting over your own like ego of like thinking like, oh, that's valuable. No, it's most likely not. You just think it is because it means something to you. It has some sentimental value to you. Um, and you end up making these emotional purchases all the time, and that's probably the biggest habit to get over. But I don't. If it comes to motocross stuff, I'm buying it either way. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. I don't want to keep this thing too long. Just wanted to go over some stuff. Just really wanted to put a video out there and chat with y'all. Um, it's tough times out there, you know. I want to try to do as much as I can, like I say, to share the information that I have and the stuff that I'm doing to boost sales. But I think in times like this, there's really not much you can do. It really has to do with what you have to sell, what niche you're in. And like I said before, somebody like me, a lot of used clothing, used electronics, not too many people are making those purchases right now. So it's a scary thing. Um, Fortunately for me, I do have some other things that I do. Crowdsourcing websites like Micro Workers. What is the Amazon one called? Like MTech or something like that. There's micro workers and those things. If you ever hear people talk about taking surveys online, it's one of those websites. But there's also a lot more different jobs on there, and I do some that are like email. What is it? What do they call it? Like email auditing type stuff. It'll be some company makes new emails and they want to make sure that the emails are working right. They'll pay you like 50 cents just to send an email, take a screenshot, and you're done. And so I do things like that. Um, what are other ways I've been making money? I recently tried out DoorDash just because, like, at times when eBay's slow or certain other things are slow, I want to be sure I have something there, in place, as well as these what do you call this? Like these delivery services. It's so awesome that you could just work at your own hours. So I decided to try it out not too long ago, and the other night had a pretty good night. That was the first time I did it. It was literally like a week or two ago, and then all this coronavirus stuff started happening, and I'm like, well, not the best time to do that. But you know, it is tough times right now. It is really hard to just know what's going to happen and how we're going to stay afloat. The stimulus package, is that how you say it? Stimulus package or whatnot. What are they saying? They're going to send out $1,000 to most Americans by April, but I think you have to meet some requirement, tax bracket or something like that. Once again, don't watch the news enough to be quoting me on all this stuff. Uh, been watching stimulus. Thank you, Marie. What is stimulus? It means something totally different. God. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming to the stream, checking it out. Give it a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. If you don't like the stream, make sure to hit the dislike 2 times. But yeah, I think I'm gonna jump out of here. Just wanted to share some quick tips. I appreciate everybody joining the stream. Appreciate all the comments. Everybody stay safe. Practice your social distancing. And check out Mark Rober's video. Once again, Mark Rober on YouTube, MarkRober, did an awesome video about how germs transferred stuff. It will set your mind at ease, you know, to watch his explanation or whatnot, and understand exactly what you can do to try to prevent, you know, to help prevent more and more spreading and stuff like that. So, hey, thanks everybody for checking out the stream. Thank y'all for coming. And until I see y'all next time, keep flipping.